Hey guys, welcome back. So, if you haven't fallen off your chair yet, yes, this is me in the softest neutral eye that you'll ever see me in. So I kind of had the idea for today's video while I was laying in bed late last night. I was thinking about how I was gonna have to wake up early and get ready for work. And I thought, why don't I film it and make it kind of like a tips and tricks of how to get ready for like a professional setting, you know, maybe like an interview, maybe like you're going to your current job, any type of like professional office setting where you want to wear makeup, but you don't want to look too overdone. So I thought I was going to do this while I get ready for work. Then I figured I would have had to wake up at like 5:30 in the morning so that I can film myself getting ready to go to work. There was just no way in hell that's gonna happen. There's just no way. I'm sorry. I cannot wake up at 5:30. I can barely wake up at 8:30. So 5:30, come on. So instead of waking up at 5:30 in the morning, what I did was I just went to work with no makeup and we're just ass backwards because I just got home from work and now I'm filming myself getting ready for work, okay? So I sacrificed my face so that I could do this for you guys, okay? So like, you're welcome. It's fine, you're welcome. I am not telling you that you need to change absolutely anything about your makeup routine because you're going to an office setting or you're going to work or you're going to an interview or whatever the case is. Wear whatever the hell you want. If I'm going to work and I decide that I'm going to wear makeup that day because I really, that really isn't, no, that doesn't happen, no. But if I am going into work and I decide that I'm going to wear makeup that day, I decide I'm going to get ready, I will wear absolutely whatever makeup I feel like I want to wear. I don't give a single rat's ass. Anyways, I'm gonna stop talking. I've been talking way too long. If you guys want to see my tips for getting ready for an office job, is that what I'm gonna call this video? I don't know, an office job, professional setting, whatever, then please just keep on watching. So this my face. Please excuse the abundance of mac and cheese that I am 100% sure is in my teeth, okay? The most important thing that we really want to focus on with our base is just getting it to last as long as possible, because we all know when you're spending 9 hours at the office, by hour like 6 or 7, your foundation is broken down, especially if you have oily skin. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched face base because I have dry skin, and then I'm gonna go in with a more mattifying, like sticking to your face for the rest of your life kind of foundation, you know? If you have oily skin, what I would suggest for this step is going in with something like the Hydro Grip by Milk, because that really grabs onto your foundation. So for this step, we are going to prime the brows. Obviously, if you don't like to prime your brows, or if you don't normally prime your brows, don't. Oh, I gotta do my eyebrows, look at that. So for foundation, I'm going to go in with the Born This Way Matte Foundation by Too Faced. Mine is in the shade Caramel, which you will see in about 5 seconds is definitely too dark for me. But they're all too dark for me, okay? Let's just be honest with ourselves. This foundation I wore the other day for like 1,000 hours. Like, it was the longest time ever. And it looked exactly the same the whole day. So I know that this foundation is gonna stay on my skin. I don't suggest you put a foundation on that's like 95 shades too dark. That's not part of this tutorial. For the brows, what I'm gonna do is keep it a little bit more neutral. So I usually use Anastasia Beverly Hills Granite, which is like the darkest, coolest tone shade that Anastasia sells. So for today, I'm gonna be using medium brown, which I recently purchased and I recently started trying it out. We already know this is jam time. So let's cut it out, let's put on the jams and do what we gotta do. El que le contaba la cosa que te haría, pura suciería. Te cambió siendo mejor que ella. Cuando el DJ pone la música. Eres una fantasma y no vea que te vea. Why do I always forget to set my freaking brows? Probably because I'm not going anywhere, but still. Another very important step that I would suggest if you are going to spend 8 or 9 hours in your mom. In an office setting. I am just going to apply some eyeshadow. Well, it's not eyeshadow base, it's concealer. The concealer that I use to clean up under my brows. I'm just gonna take whatever I have left over and apply it onto my lids. I am more of an eyeshadow base kind of person versus concealer, but we're using such minimal eyeshadows. I just don't feel it's necessary. I would definitely suggest using either concealer or an eyeshadow base to prep your lids, because you obviously want whatever it is that you decide to do on your lids to last all day. I mean, 9 hours at an office, like, it's, you know, it's not a joke. And if your office is anything like mine, by like the middle of the day, you're crying. So I'm just gonna zoom you in so we can get started on the extremely minimal shadow that we're gonna be doing. So honestly, for the shadow that we're gonna be doing today, you could use whatever you want, literally whatever palette that you want, because we're using like 2 eyeshadows, and probably every single palette in the entire world has the 2 eyeshadows that we're gonna use. But I decided for today, because I don't think I've ever used this on camera, and I barely used it off of camera, I'm going to be using the BPerfect Cosmetics Carnival XL Pro palette. This is in collaboration with Stacey Marie Makeup Artist. This is the XL version. So the first thing I'm going to do is take the shade Basic, which is honestly just like a random transition shade. I'm just going to put this into my crease. I'm going to take the shade Pillow Talk, which is like a matte, where am I? Here we are. It's like a matte white. I'm just going to take that with a flat brush and put it on the lid, like so. I think using something very light like this on the lid kind of gives you like a more opened up eye, makes it look like you're more awake. So that's definitely why I like to do something so light. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a smaller brush and I'm going to grab a darker brown than what we use in the crease, but definitely not something too dark. I'm thinking either Hall or Intuition. Let me see which one is. This one's Intuition and this one is Hall. And this is the shade that we used in the crease. So I'm gonna do Intuition because obviously it's darker and that's how I like to live my life. I'm gonna use this and just kind of run it along the lash line, very close to the lash line. I'm literally just gonna, oh, I like that. Run it here. Again, I don't really do this usually, even though it's gonna make a huge difference. I feel like smoking out eyeshadow across the lash line, look at that, that's a huge difference. I'm gonna zoom you out a little bit because we're gonna be doing concealer now. That's it for pretty much for the top of the lids. I know not everybody likes that like bright concealer look, but I feel like you look more awake if you have something that's just a little bit lighter than your actual skin tone. So I'm grabbing Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin because this has a lot of coverage. If you're anything like me, okay, sleep is just not in my vocabulary. It's just not a thing that I do. But people at work don't need to know that, okay? So something brightening, something full coverage, that's kind of what I feel like is the best option for concealer. This is the fullest coverage, and this is extremely brightening because that's another thing. I don't know how to pick my concealer shade either. Look at this. What? I really don't like this concealer, but because this is like the fullest coverage and, you know, like brightest one that I have, it just like kind of makes sense. That actually blended out better than it has in the past. Still looks extremely dry, but see that? It looks like I actually slept today, which I didn't. But you wouldn't know that because of my concealer. I look nice and fresh, nice and awake, even though my child, 1-year-old, does not believe in sleep. A powder to set your under eyes is 100% necessary in my opinion. I don't think that anybody, personally, should skip this step. I know that a lot of people who have dry skin or like really like a luminous finish don't really do this. I still do it and I will always do it. So I'm taking the KKW, I don't even know what this is called. It's called Bake One. It's a loose powder and it's called Bake One, okay? I'm sure you can find it if you really wanted to. But I'm gonna take some of that right underneath the eyes. See, this one is already creasing. Like, what's the matter with you? And especially since this concealer is so thick, like, are you crazy? So what I'm gonna do is while I let that sit there and kind of set everything in, I'm gonna work on my lower lash line. I am gonna take this shade Basic again, which is right here. That's the shade that we used in the crease. And I'm just gonna use the same brush that we used to apply this like faux eyeliner type of situation and just run it right underneath my lashes. You guys know, if this is not your first time here, I love me a very smoky lash line. This is about as smoky as we're gonna get for today. But usually I love to put like 6 colors down here and like really like drag it down over here. Like I'm all about that life. So now I'm just going to wipe that powder away. Again, if you have oily skin, maybe you want to leave it for longer, maybe you want to apply more powder, maybe set your entire face. Another thing that I feel like helps in making you look like you're awake is an inner corner highlight. I'm going to take the shade Fairplay, which is right here. I think this is actually supposed to be a face highlight, but like whatever. And I'm just going to apply this on my inner corner. You don't obviously want to overdo it and make it like so obvious. I mean, it's obvious. It's obvious, but you don't want it to be like the only thing that people are looking at is your inner corner highlight, you know? I mean, unless you do, maybe you do. Now, honestly, I usually skip this step, but because I'm so into this right now, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take MAC Chromographic pencil in NC15 NW20. This is also gonna open, obviously, can you see the trend? This is gonna open up the eyes, and I've just been so into nude pencil in the waterline, which is so weird for me. So I'm just gonna apply it right there. This is super optional, but I personally cannot be wearing makeup and not be wearing lashes. It's kind of, I feel like it's a downfall of mine. I wish that I could just put some mascara on and like exit, but I have issues. But I'm gonna take the Koko lashes in Soho, which yes, they look aggressive, but these are the smallest lashes that I will wear. So something that I think is so very important if you're gonna be wearing lashes and going to work, please apply a good amount of lash glue to your lash. I especially like to focus on the inner and outer corners, really especially on the inner corner, because the inner corner on my lashes, like literally, they enjoy disrespecting me. There is nothing worse than a lash falling off or like at least like starting to peel off in the middle of your workday. Luckily, I keep lash glue in my purse and in my drawer and everywhere that I've ever been in my entire life. I am gonna apply some mascara while my glue is getting tacky. I don't think it really matters what mascara you use. Just use your favorite. Whatever makes you happy makes me happy, so. See, like, I don't know about you guys, but like for me, this is a natural lash. This is like, I would never happily, I should say, I would never happily wear a less dramatic lash than this, you know? When it comes to cheek products, I really don't have too much advice to give. The only thing I would say is just don't go too crazy. If you don't want to, obviously. If you want to, go crazy, who cares? I'm using my KKW Beauty Deep Dark Contour and Highlight palette. I'm gonna attempt to keep it, okay, no I'm not. Just whatever I was about to say, just throw it out the window. No I'm not. Apparently I am not. I'm gonna bronze, I'm gonna very lightly, oh my god, this is pigmented, okay? I am just gonna go like, plop, and I'm just gonna bronze with that shade. I'm looking real dry on my forehead these days. What in the world? I am gonna contour the nose again. I would just say don't go overboard. Really nothing too crazy to say about, you know, contouring your nose. Oh, by the way, I didn't even tell you. I'm using the KKW Beauty Medium palette, and I'm using the cooler tone shade. So for blush, I'm gonna use She's Adorable by Patrick Ta. This is kind of a neutral blush in my opinion. So I am just going to apply this. See how that just gives the cheeks like the perfect amount of color? And I think this one actually has a little bit of a sheen to it, which is also perfect because again, it's just gonna make you look more like healthy and like the blood actually flows to your face. as opposed to me, who is like a freaking zombie. I definitely suggest putting on highlighter if you are trying to look more awake and more alive. I just feel like it makes you look kind of like you're glowing and well, obviously it makes you look like you're glowing. What kind of, what? Duh. I'm gonna be using the Milk Makeup Flex Highlighter in Iced. This is what it looks like here. You really don't want to go too overboard with highlighter. If you're like sitting next to like a coworker or something, that's one of the products that they're probably gonna be able to see on your skin, if that makes sense. So maybe like, you know, don't go like crazy. I'm just gonna take it down the bridge of the nose. I have definitely not been a setting spray kind of a girl, but I feel like since I've been dry, I kind of have no choice but to use a setting spray, if that makes sense. I feel like my skin just does not look right if I don't use a setting spray. I'm gonna go in with Anastasia Beverly Hills Dewy Set. I'm still kind of trying to figure out how I feel about this. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm gonna try it out. You know what I'm saying? I'm still trying it out. I think if you wanna look put together, you wanna look awake, you wanna look like you tried. With this look, I think the best thing to do is to go in with a bold lip. You can obviously do a nude lip, which I mean, I do that often too, but like 9 times out of 10, if I'm doing this look, I will do a red lip. I just feel like it looks more presentable. It looks like you really, like you went out of your way to get together, to get ready. You will never see me on an interview without a red lip. Quote me. Quote me. So first for my red lip, I'm gonna take the Makiage and Carlo Bybel lip pencil in Ablaze. This is probably the nicest red lip pencil that I've ever owned in my entire life. So I'm just, oh my God, I gotta stop biting my lips. I have a real problem. For my lipstick, I'm gonna go in with Melt Cosmetics Belladonna 2 because I have not used this in a very long time. Honestly, this is an old ass lipstick. Wait a minute. Do you wanna see an even older lipstick? This is Melt Cosmetics Belladonna. Not Belladonna 2, this is Belladonna 2. This is just regular schmegular Belladonna. This is like when they first launched, I think they had like 3 lipsticks. I still have those 3 lipsticks from that original launch. So if you wanna judge me, like, be my guest. I'm gonna use Belladonna 2, which apparently I used for like some type of ombre lip or something that looks effing gross. Whatever, it's my lipstick. This was for me, so who cares? So I'm just gonna, oh my God, my lips are so dry. I forgot like how matte this freaking formula is. Look how matte that is. Look how bright that, what? I'm out. So I decided that I am far too lazy to do anything to my hair. It looks fine-ish. I mean, it's day 5. Like, let me live, okay? Hold up. My eyeshadow is creasing. I knew that I didn't like that concealer, okay? It creased my one eyeshadow. Like, how does that even make sense? You just can't let my one eyeshadow live. Come on. Anyways, I love this look. Obviously, that's why I wear it so often. I just feel like it makes you look put together. It makes you look like you really like tried in the morning. So that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope maybe you learned some tips, maybe some tricks. I finally did a very neutral look on my channel. I have probably never done one in my entire existence ever. People in my family have actually asked me if I even know how to do like a neutral eye and just like very nude-ish makeup, and I'm like, listen, I know what to do. I just choose not to do it. If you guys liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Those things are just the Katie Danger. I mean, any of my social media is the Katie Danger. My Snapchat is the Katie Danger, although I don't really use that much anymore. I do have a TikTok now. That's the Katie Danger, although I don't ever use that, ever. Literally ever. I have 0 videos on there. I don't even know how to work it, honestly. If somebody wants to give me a tutorial, I am open for that because I am confused. But that is all that I have to say for this video, so I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.